The story of Habil and Qabil is more than just an ancient tale. It's a mirror for our own hearts. It reminds us that every act of jealousy, every moment of pride, can have consequences that ripple through generations. What is considered to be the earliest criminal offense ever committed on Earth? Which individual was the first to take a life? Is it possible for two brothers who were brought up by the first prophet to develop a hostile relationship? Long before kingdoms existed, for a considerable duration before troops crossed borders, even before its most significant battles were recorded by record-keeping records, a tragedy erupted within the first human family. This tale had jealousy, pride, temptation, and regret at its core. It was a story so powerful that Allah preserved it in the Quran as recurrent lesson for generations to come until Judgment Day. The story of Qabil and Habil is about the first brothers, first tests, and first murders in human history. Pay attention to the ending, as this narrative imparts lessons that are still applicable today and centuries later. The inception of humanity can be attributed to Prophet Adam, who was the first human and messenger of Allah. Adam was made from clay by Allah and had his soul breathed in by him. Allah taught Adam about the knowledge that only he had. The act of bowing down before Adam was done as a sign of respect and obedience to Allah's command. Iblis refused, citing his arrogance as the reason. Due to his origin of fire, he was considered superior to Adam, who was created from clay. The pride of Iblis led to his expulsion from Allah's mercy. Before departing, he pledged to deceive Adam and his descendants until the last day. After being sent to earth, Adam and Hawa became the first members of a human family. Allah granted them children who would become the progeny of all mankind. Habil and Qabil were the two sons in attendance. While their father was the primary caregiver for them, their hearts underwent a significant change. Habil exhibited modesty and submission to Allah. Being an able shepherd, he demonstrated patience and gratitude towards his flock, while acknowledging that Allah bestowed all blessings on every creature, which depended on genuine goodness. Conversely, Qabil worked as a farmer. Despite his strength and talent, he was also lacking in pride. His heart began to grow in arrogance instead of reprimanding himself for any wrongdoing. Outwardly, they were brothers. Inwardly, they were becoming vastly different beings. One was learning submission. The other was letting his desires control him. Soon, Allah would reveal what truly remained within each of them. Both brothers were directed by Allah to offer a sacrifice at that time. Those who have offered their sacrifice will be approved by Allah. The offer was not limited to an animal or crops. It was an examination of truthfulness. Allah doesn't need our wealth. Allah doesn't need our possessions. Only His thoughts are directed towards the heart. Habil carefully selected one of the healthiest and best animals from his flock. He gave up something valuable as he felt it was more important to please Allah than to keep his best things. His sacrifice reflected faith. His sacrifice reflected gratitude. Most importantly, it reflected sincerity. One of the riskiest heart ailments is jealousy. It does not encourage individuals to improve themselves, but rather makes them believe that others should forfeit their blessings. Qabil was the subject of that particular incident. He was unable to believe that Allah had chosen Habil's genuine offering over his own false sacrifice. In lieu of the question, "How can I improve myself?" he asked, "What justification can you offer to my brother for receiving what I did not deserve?" Eventually, jealousy turned into anger. Anger became hatred. Hatred evolved into the pursuit of revenge. By being arrogant, Iblis had already yielded to Allah's command once. He longed for another triumph and whispered into Qabil's heart until envious. One day, Qabil confronted Habil. His face burned with rage. His heart had become hardened. He declared, "I'll surely kill you." Imagine your brother speaking like that, the individual who was your childhood friend, your childhood companion. How would you respond? Habil's response demonstrated the potency of authentic conviction. He calmly said, "Allah only accepts from the righteous." In essence, the issue was not with Allah. The problem wasn't with Habil. It was the fault of Qabil personally. Habil continued, "If you stretch your hand to kill me, I won't stretch my hand to kill you. Yes, I fear Allah, the Lord of the worlds." These words demonstrate extraordinary patience. Habil was determined to avoid being turned into another oppressor by hatred. He trusted Allah. His fear of Allah was stronger than his fear of death. but Qabil refused to listen. Satan's whispering had outshone his conscience. His anger completely controlled him. The occurrence that altered the course of human history forever. Qabil attacked his innocent brother. He murdered Habil. It was the initial instance since Adam's creation when someone deliberately killed another person. The first murder on the planet occurred. Silence filled the air. He who had spoken with wisdom was no longer alive. The murderer stood over him. But instead of finding satisfaction, he found confusion, fear, loneliness, regret. Sin never brings happiness. It only leaves emptiness behind. This is the first time that Qabil had seen death. He'd never buried anyone. He had no idea what to do. He wandered around with his brother's body. He may have been lost for days. The death he caused was not the sole result of his crime. He was in a state of shame. Allah demonstrated a lesson to him through one of his most basic creations. Allah sent 2 crows. The birds fought. One died. After scratching the earth with its feet, the surviving crow buried the dead crow. Qabil watched everything. He observed that a bird had an understanding of something that was unfamiliar to him. Filled with regret, he cried, "Woe to me! Have I not been able to hide my brother's body like this crow?" He dug the ground. He buried Habil. A burial can never be sufficient to put the crime behind him. Murder held a powerful significance for his soul. Later on, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, emphasized the gravity of Qabil's actions. His instruction was that Qabil receives a portion of the sin whenever an innocent person is murdered unjustly. Why? Because he was the first person to initiate this wicked practice. Qabil paved the way for all the murderers who followed him. The beginning of numerous evil acts was marked by one incident. Our actions can have an impact on those we may never come across. Good deeds inspire goodness. Bad deeds inspire evil. Every choice creates a legacy. The story of Qabil and Habil goes beyond historical accounts. Each human heart reflects this story. Qabil could have improved himself instead of becoming jealous. Allah focuses on sincerity and not appearance. The sacrifice made by Habil was accepted due to his pure heart. Pride prevents people from recognizing their shortcomings. Pride causes destruction. Qabil blamed everyone except himself. Patience demonstrates genuine resilience. Habil declined to respond to evil with evil. Finally, every action leaves consequences. Our actions, whether positive or negative, carry on after we depart. Therefore, believers should always ask themselves, in what way will my life be remembered? Will my actions contribute to goodness? Or will they become a source of regret? The same feelings that existed thousands of years ago still exist today. Some people become jealous of another person's wealth. Others envy success on social media. They compare their lives with others. Families break apart over inheritance. Friends become enemies because of competition. Communities divide because of pride. The story of Qabil and Habil teaches us that jealousy is a dangerous disease of the heart. If jealousy enters our hearts, we should ask Allah to remove it before it spreads. Whenever Allah blesses someone else, we should pray for Allah to bless them and bless us as well. A believer loves seeing others succeed. Why would they hate it? The first crime in human history was not caused by poverty. War did not cause it. Revenge was not the cause. It began with jealousy. One heart became ungrateful. One soul listened to Satan. One decision changed history forever. Allah preserved this story in the Quran so that we would not repeat the same mistake. May Allah cleanse our hearts from jealousy. May He accept our deeds. May He protect us from sin. If you found this reminder helpful, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this message by reflecting on the timeless lessons of the Quran. Thank you. Until next time,